ideas for that. This morning, we're joined by Bill Kennedy. Bill is from Ethos. He is our account manager there at Ethos and helps us out a lot. Is very responsive. I appreciate Bill. Anytime I reach out to him, if he doesn't answer, he gets back to me very quickly. So I'll let Bill take it away. Bill, just let us know maybe some idea how Ethos works, and then some ideas to maybe generate some sales concepts and stuff like that. We would love to hear that. But guys, anybody that has any questions, number one, please mute your microphone, but put them in the chat, and I'll make sure that Bill gets those, and we'll get those done. So, Bill, take it away.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for Thank you, Dallas, for inviting me on here today, and thanks everybody for taking the time to get here. Let me. Oh, I apologize. I noticed my share screen is disabled. Can you guys set me up in presenter mode? I apologize for that.
Yes, sir. Let me get you there. I'll make you the co-host, and then you can present your screen. Sorry,
appreciate that. Yeah. So what I want to do is just go over a little bit about Ethos's unique platform. Give you some ideas. We even have some scripting that I want to share with you when you're talking to people about life. There we go. So let me share this. All right. Can you guys see the PowerPoint now?
Yep.
Awesome. So again, my name is Bill Kennedy. I'm a partnership account manager here at Ethos, and we've reconfigured a little bit just in the last month. And so one of the positives is everybody within the entire secure IG organization is going to be under one account manager. So I'll be the account manager for obviously everybody on this, but everybody new coming in, if you guys are bringing in other folks or other folks coming in, we're all going to have the same account manager, which is going to be me. So I'll be able to onboard everybody new coming in and work with everybody that's already existing to help them increase their sales. So I've been in the life insurance business, dedicated to life, for about 12 years now. I've been with Ethos a little bit over a year. I came here because it really is a unique organization. And I specifically went out of my way to find some folks who were here who I knew and get involved with Ethos, because I really thought this is kind of the future of the life industry. Before that, I was with a more traditional carrier. And before that, I've been in the financial services business since the 90s. Doing everything from selling mutual funds and annuities and life and kind of everything in between. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit. First of all, I just want to kind of do a little bit of life insurance 101. I'm going to kind of keep that light and easy. I think everybody on board here already knows a little bit about life. So I'm not going to get into that too much. Then I'm going to talk about what's unique about Ethos and a little bit of scripting. And then I want to give you guys some follow-up ideas after you send that quote out to your clients, some cadence and some client outreach ideas to really make sure you lock in that business. So keep it simple. As my boss always used to tell me, keep it simple, stupid, but I wouldn't tell you guys that, but that's what they used to tell me. Keep it simple, stupid. And life insurance really doesn't have to be complicated. I talked about how I've been kind of doing this life thing for a while now. Prior to coming over to Ethos, I was with another organization that dealt with a lot of multi-line agents. So AAA has a life insurance division called AAA Life. They write the vast majority of business through agents that are out in the field. The AAA agents are primarily multi-line agents that are working really focused on auto and homeowners more than anything else, and writing a little bit of life on the side. And really what I was focused on was really working with those agents to get them comfortable with life. And one of the main hurdles that we had to overcome was just the fact that it was going to be a long, cumbersome, difficult process. And that historically is the case with life insurance, is that it takes a long time for clients. Generally, clients are unhappy with the life insurance experience when they find out how long it's going to take and how difficult it's going to be. And really what Ethos is all about is overcoming all those objections, both from an agent standpoint. As an agent, you're not going to have to schedule paramed exams and blood draws and multi-part several week process to get your client signed up for life. And then as a client, you're not going to have to do all that. You're not going to have to sit down and spend an hour completing an application with an agent. You're not going to have to go and schedule a paramed exam and a blood draw after that. We don't have that. What we have is a 10-minute online application. Takes clients can do it from any electronic device that can access the internet. They can do it from their phone. They can do it from an iPad. They can do it from a laptop. And then after that 10-minute application is done, the clients are ready to go. We're going to be able to approve some folks within minutes. Some folks, the vast majority, we're going to be able to approve within 2 to 3 business days. We're going to be able to sign them up and get them covered right away. They're not going to have to schedule a paramed exam. They're not going to have to do all that other stuff. And that's the reason why I came over to Ethos, was because of that process. What I will tell you is, I've been following these LIMRA studies for years. LIMRA is the Life Insurance Marketing Research Association. I always have to remember that. And every year they survey about 5,000 Americans, kind of general population. And there's 2 big findings that I get out of this LIMRA study every year. And I see the same thing year after year after year. Number one is the majority of Americans know that they need more life insurance. And that's a real key. If you know you need more life insurance and someone offers you life insurance, you're very bound to say, yeah, let's do it. And then secondarily, the number one thing holding them back, the reason why most Americans say that they don't have life insurance, even though they know they need it, is they think it's going to be a long, difficult, cumbersome process. And historically, they've been right. But they don't say it's because of price. They don't say it's because of other factors. They say it's because of the process. And so we've really cut that process out. Again, we make it a 10-minute online process. They can do it at home. They can do it at night. They can do it from any, whether it's their cell phone or whether it's their computer, they can do it from any machine. And you make that easy. And so the more you're able to offer life out to people, the more people are going to sign up. And that's kind of the way I put it. So yeah, simply put, life insurance is a offer of protection. So for a monthly premium, clients are going to get a death benefit that's going to go tax-free to their loved ones to take care of A, their home, and B, things like education costs for their family, making sure their family can stay at the lifestyle that they're used to. There are a lot of people who might need term insurance. Again, as an insurance professor, the vast majority of people you are going to see are really going to be interested in term. Breadwinners, homeowners. It's also really important to ensure the non-breadwinning spouse, if you do have a stay-at-home spouse, what they bring to the family, not just sort of emotionally, but what they bring from a pure monetary standpoint is really huge. And to replace that non-earning spouse, you need to have some protection there. And then obviously for you folks, mortgage protection is a great way to help ensure that the family can remain in their home. And just mortgage protection is just a simple strategy. Use term life insurance, usually 20 or 30 years. And then you allocate that to pay the remaining mortgage if something terrible were to happen. And it's just a really key element to the protection process as you're talking to people about insuring their home and their auto. Make sure that they're insuring their home in case they're not there to make those mortgage payments for their family. So there are some similarities between property and casualty in life. Just like property and casualty, there's an agreement made between an individual and insurance company. The individual agrees to make payments for a specified period of time, and then there's a benefit, which is the face amount. And one of the really great things about life versus other insurance is that benefit gets paid out so quickly and easily. Once the insurance company has, obviously, notification that someone's passed away, we can turn around that death benefit right away. And it comes to people in a tax-free basis. And I don't know if anybody on this call has been in the life business long enough to have ever delivered a death benefit. But when you have, your life is going to change, and you're going to offer life insurance to every single person you talk to once you deliver a death benefit, because it's such a rewarding experience. People are really going through the toughest time of their lives, and everybody's asking you for money, and they're worried about everything. and they're talking to the funeral home, and the funeral home's asking for money, and they have people who have to fly in from out of town, and they all need money, and they're talking to lawyers, and lawyers are going to need money, and they have their rent payment due, and they have all this burden that they have to deal with, and you're the one person who's relieving the burden for them, and you're going to say, hey, you know what, your husband, your wife, they thought about you and cared about you enough to get this life insurance policy. Here's the check, tax-free. This is going to take care of a lot of the monetary problems they're having right now. You're not going to have to worry about that. You're just going to have to deal with the psychological issues and the other things going forward. And that is just such a relief to a family. Anytime you have a family that you can talk to about that. So let's talk about specifically about Ethos and our process, and again, why we're different. Hopefully I went into this a little bit earlier. Again, that's why I came over to Ethos, is because we have such a unique and such a industry-leading process that's going to make life easier. Again, not just for you as the agent, because you're not going to have to do all that case management after the fact, and you're not going to have to schedule all those paramed exams and wait weeks and weeks and weeks for your clients to get covered, but also for your clients, it's going to be a nice and easy process, and you're going to feel very comfortable sending that quote out to your clients. Say, take a look at that quote. I think you definitely need some life insurance. Take a look at the quote and sign up online. So we have a really top class application engine. It's online. It's like nobody else's online application. It's just so simple. It's really mobile enabled. A lot of agents ask me, is there an app for it? Actually, it doesn't need to have an app. Again, because it's so mobile enabled, it works on your phone, works on your iPad. It's just a real easy process. Takes clients just about 5 to 10 minutes to do online. And then we have a really state-of-the-art underwriting engine. We're able to underwrite complete underwriting. It's not a simplified underwriting, it's complete underwriting, but we're able to do it without that medical exam. And for anybody who wants a really deep dive history into life insurance, medical exams didn't really enter into the life insurance underwriting process until the 80s. And it was really the AIDS scare that happened that really caused life insurance companies to start giving every single person who they're offering life insurance a blood test and a medical exam. And the industry ultimately is going to go away from that again. We're just really on the forefront of that. So we're able to do full underwriting. We can get up to $2 million in coverage from people on our term product. And again, it's not underwritten. It's just underwritten without a medical exam. And it's our underwriting agent that allows us to do that. And then, self-checkout. Our stats are pretty impressive in terms of we get a lot of people who can check out immediately. And we have a lot of people who it's going to take 2 to 3 days to underwrite. And then once that is done, they can just go in and schedule that first premium payment, and they can be covered immediately. We do have a small percent, full disclosure, we have a small percentage of applications that are going to take more than 2 or 3 days. It's generally because we have to do some medical underwriting. It's always because we have to go out and reach out to a doctor's office and get some additional information. That's about 20%-ish of our applications. And the important thing for you guys to know as agents is Ethos Life will handle all the case management in those situations. Again, it's always because we have to go out and get some additional medical information from doctor's office. Usually a quick survey that we can get them to fill out and get right back to us. Takes a few days, a couple of weeks generally. But again, the key for you guys is you'll be notified in the agent portal about what's going on with it, but you will not have to go in there and order additional APSs or anything like that. We will take care of all that. And then after that, we have an administrative platform. Clients can go in, they can review their policy documents, they can change their bank account information. We just have a great online platform for clients once that policy is in place. And if you guys take a look down at the bottom of this, there's a little 86 circled. That's our NPS. That's our Net Promoter Score. And that's something, many companies do. After somebody buys something, you send out a survey. Hey, would you recommend us to somebody else? And if they say, yeah, I would definitely recommend it to somebody else, 8 out of 10 or higher, that means they're a net promoter. That means that they would recommend you to somebody else. 86% is really the highest in the industry by far in terms of our actual clients thinking we're a net promoter. Other folks are happy to get into the 40s and 50s. The big, really big insurance companies, when they get 50, they have like a ticker tape parade and they're all excited. We're trying to break into the 90s. That's how much clients appreciate the process through us than through other folks. And so we got some scripting, and I'll be able to send this out to everybody after the event. But I wanted to, give you a few ideas about what you say to people. The real key is you're transitioning, you're pivoting over from talking about, whether it's an umbrella policy or business policy or a auto or homeowners or something like that. And you're pivoting over to talk about life insurance. And I want you to be really comfortable doing that. And the reality is a lot of people are going to say no, and that's fine. You want to make it really easy to just make sure, put that offer out to people. If they're not interested, you're going to move on. I want to make sure you're selling your core products first. But good percentage of people are going to be interested in learning more about life. And if they are, you can get them a quote really easily. So, again, thanks for choosing to insure your new home with me. Many of my clients also are looking to get term insurance to help with mortgage protection should things not go as planned. Based on our conversation, I can send you a link for a quote, for a coverage amount that aligns with your mortgage balance. Obviously, you're going to make that your own when you do that with folks. You're not going to read directly from that. But these scripts really kind of help. One of the things I always do with scripting is I read them to people I know, and then I am able to kind of work them a little bit differently. Some major carriers recommend 10 or 20 times annual income for term life insurance. You might consider being a bit more conservative and getting about 10 times if you choose. Another consideration is if you have enough life insurance to cover your mortgage should something happen unexpectedly. With your permission, I'd like to send you a link for a no obligation quote. The application only takes a few minutes and there's no medical exam. Sound good? And again, that's the real key. If you can let people know it's going to take only about 10 minutes online, and if you can let people know there's not going to be a paramed exam, that's going to overcome the number one objection people might have, that they're thinking about why they haven't purchased life insurance yet. So in terms of products, Ethos really focuses on kind of two ends of this product spectrum. We started out, and still our number one seller is term life insurance for people 65 and under. Term life insurance for people during their working years. That's the number one reason why people purchase life insurance. It's for income replacement. And that's our strongest area right here. Term life can be used for mortgage replacement, income replacement, lifestyle protection for your loved ones. And they come in fixed terms, 10, 15, 20, 30 years even. And then after that, that insurance runs out because you're not really earning as much income as you used to make anymore, and you don't have to rely on that to protect your family. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have whole life insurance. The whole life insurance we offer really focuses on the final expense end of the world. So for folks who are over 65 who are interested in, and it's not just, I always tell people, it's not just funeral expenses. Obviously, that's really big, but there's a lot of expenses involved. And I had this happen to me just last year. When an elderly parent has lived in a house for 175,000 years, there's a lot of stuff you got to get rid of, and it's just a lot of work and time and expense to clear out that house, have estate sales, do all that kind of stuff you got to do. And final expense, not only covers funeral costs, but it covers a lot of those costs, and you might have legal fees, all that other kind of stuff you have to deal with when someone passes away. We do have final whole life insurance for that. And what's great about whole life insurance, it's built to last a lifetime. One of the things I always heard when I started in this business is, and here's a little quiz for you guys, if you guys want to answer in the chat box, what's the best type of life insurance policy for an individual? What's the policy that every individual needs to have? Feel free to enter that into the chat. What's the best life insurance policy? There you go. Okay, you guys got it. Okay, thank you. Because that's the real key. The best life insurance policy is the one that is in force when you die, so your loved ones can get the claim. So term life insurance is actually very inexpensive, and that's why you can use it for mortgage protection. You don't have to have those old-fashioned mortgage protection term policies that decline over the years. Term's actually very inexpensive. But if you have a life insurance policy that's in force when you die, that's the real key. So the reason why term life is inexpensive is most people don't take advantage of term life. Only about 3-ish%, a little over 2% of term policies ever pay out a benefit. Whole life policies, on the other hand, always do, because they're going to stay in force until people really pass away. And again, really important for final expenses and things like that. So yeah, great answers. Thanks very much. Here's a few engaging questions that you might utilize. Again, I can send this out to everybody. If something unexpected happened, would you want your family to remain in your home? It's as simple as that. You can't get simpler one. Here's the one that I really like, because it is a positive, and it's talking about feelings, and life insurance is really an emotional sale. It's one of the few things that you're going to buy, that one is going to buy, that doesn't do anything for you ever. Being in the business, I've got a ton of life insurance, well, I have some cash value life insurance too, but the vast majority of my life insurance, I'm never going to see. I'm never going to utilize. It's something I'm spending, more than a couple dollars on that I'm never going to see, but I do it because I want to take care of my family. So number 2 is great. How would it make you feel knowing that your family could stay in your home if something went unplanned? That's just kind of one of my favorite. How would that make you feel knowing your family's taken care of? And that's kind of really playing to the real key core emotion about life insurance. I haven't updated this picture. So if you guys have not been into the agent portal yet, you're going to see a whole new experience. We've got a very new, updated, really, really much more robust agent portal now, but it still can do all the things that we can do. The real key to the agent portal is kind of 2 things. One is you can generate quotes, and you can send that quote, and it just takes about a minute to generate that quote. You can send that quote out to your client via email. And right from that email, your client can view the quote, okay, $200 or $250,000 term policy, 20 years, that's going to be $70 a month, whatever it is. But the real key is that apply button is right in the email. And we have an 80% application rate. So clients who receive, or prospects, should I say, who receive an email via our quote system, 80% of those are going to click on the application and start the application, because it's so simple and easy for them to do that. So that's our main hub, ethoslife.com/agents. Again, I will be able to send you some of these phone scripts to you when you're on the agent portal. We've got a great chat feature for you. Anytime that you have a really quick question, if you need the status on one of the applications in your dashboard, something like that, you can use that quote feature. Again, our portal not only makes it very easy for you to send out quotes to people, but it also makes it very easy for you to track all the quotes you sent out, all the applications that are in process complete, and everything else. We've got a special customers icon now that you can view from the very beginning of the process to the very end of the process, all the customers you're working with. And then obviously we've got a fantastic support team that can always help you out. Went the wrong way. A little bit about cadence. Cadence is really important. I focused a little bit about how easy it is to get that quote out there. I always recommend talking to every single person you talk to about life insurance. Again, more than half those people know that they need more life insurance. A good percent, something my boss just said to me the other day, if you were just to randomly, everyone you talk to, say, hey, you don't want life insurance, do you? About 1 out of those 10 people are going to buy life insurance from you because they actually know they do. So you don't even have to be particularly adamant about getting that quote out to people to get people to act on it. But one of the things that's really important is after you get that quote out to somebody, is just to have some sort of cadence, to have some sort of follow-up practice that you can just make sure you follow through with them to make sure that they got the quote and that they know they need to act on it. So you're just reminding them to get that done. You can do it via phone calls, emails, text messages. Handwritten notes are always great. Social media. Just a couple ideas. Oh, went the wrong way again. There you go. So, day one, send an initial quote out. Again, you just have to mention to people, hey, I want to make sure you get the cover for XYZ. I'm going to be sending you a quote in the email. Make sure you take a look at it. And then day three, make a phone call. Hey, just wanted to follow up. Make sure you got that quote. Do you have any questions about it? Did you see that apply button right there in the email? Want to remind you that application is only going to take you 10 minutes online. Day two, day five is the second attempt. Hey, I wanted to thank you again for doing business. I sent you an email for a mortgage protection quote. Only sometimes the email gets caught in spam. I wanted to make sure you got it. And then, day eight, third attempt, phone call and text message or email. And having that kind of cadence, just making sure you're following through on those quotes you send up are really going to increase your close ratio on those. I can't even tell you how much it's going to do for you. And then the next thing, client completes the application. So now what? The great thing again with the agent portal is we have this customers icon over there. So there's a quote icon where you can just get that quote out there and send it to them. It just takes you about a minute to complete that quote and send that out to them. But then as your customers are on board, you have a full view of all the customers. And as you can see here, you can see them when they're leads. Any quotes that you generate, you're going to have a full history of all the quotes you wrote. If you want to follow up on any of those, talked about that cadence. Hey, I want to take a look at all the quotes I sent out 3 days ago. You can just go into the quoter section here, the customers, and follow up on everybody you sent quotes to 3 days ago. As the applications come in, they're going to show up in your application dashboard, and you'll get a full status, whether it's started, whether it's completed, whether it's approved, whether it's activated, which is the ones we like. You'll be able to see them all here in the application section, and then activated policies will show up in the policies section once they are activated. So you're going to have a full view of the sort of steps for your clients all the way. And the real key is once those clients have paid their first premium, that policy's in effect, they're going to be covered. And then obviously you guys are going to get your commission going right after that too. Quick note about compliance. Compliance is really important. A lot of people rush through this, but I always want to make sure that I cover it thoroughly, because it's a really important part of this business to make sure we're staying within the applicable laws of our regions. One thing that we also want to make sure everybody does is upload their E&O insurance. If you haven't gone into the portal, go into that settings bar, upload a copy of your E&O insurance. We're not going to be able to get you that first commission payment until we confirm that your E&O is in there. And also you just have to type in your state producer's life license number. Again, that's going to be in that same settings tab. Once we have your producer number, all you got to just do is type in the NPN number. Once we have your license, and once we have that E&O, you guys are ready to go. You can quote and we can pay you. Always default to using Ethos provided marketing materials. That way you don't have to get anything approved. We do have a marketing library if anybody's interested of online material and PDF material that I can send out to you. You can also find it right there in the agent portal as well now. But yeah, if you are interested in looking at what our marketing materials available are for us, please let me know. All advertising has to be transparent and accurate. I want to remind everybody about the Can Spam Act. Never call or text anybody unless you've got prior written consent. And then this is a real key, and this is a differentiating factor for us, and this is a real positive. But all applications must be completed by the applicant. So clients themselves complete the application. They can ask you questions, they can get your help, but they're the ones who actually go online and complete that. We find that to be, one, beneficial for agents because they don't have to ask a lot of personal and intimate questions about people's health and finances and things of that nature. So it absolves you from a lot of potentially awkward conversations. And we also find that applicants feel more comfortable answering these things online. They tend to be more honest. And they tend to be more comfortable just typing the answers into an online system rather than having to talk to somebody about all their health issues and all that other good stuff. So again, the real key is make sure your clients are filling out their own applications. So with that, I welcome any questions you guys might have. I appreciate that you guys know how to use the chat. So is there anything that you'd like as a follow through that can help you get more quotes out there or generate more business from your client base? As I take a quick sip of coffee.
There you go. Couple things that I wrote down, Bill. One thing, if you guys want Ethos, if you do not have Ethos yet and you want it, please just send me an email saying, please send me the Ethos link. The contracting is as simple as getting you we email you a link, you then set up your portal and you're ready to go. And then after a sale, one thing too, the biggest question we get a lot of times is how do I get paid, right? Because when you set up your Ethos link, they don't ask you for your checking account or anything like that. What they'll do is once you write a policy, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong on this, once you write a policy, they're going to send you an email saying, hey, please send us your license and your banking account information. And so I've had like 3 people over the last month say, hey, how do I get paid? How do I get paid? And I'm like, check your email. And there it is. So be sure. And anytime they ask, for you to upload something. And then let's see, we've got a chat question here. So that's just Pam saying thank you. And
yeah, Pam's a good example. Thank you very much for your business, Pam. We've already sent you, but we're going to send you another one out. It's a company called Routable. So that process you were talking about is just about a 5-minute online process. You click the link, you're going to be up and running in no time. After you've activated your very first policy, we're going to send you an email for that final piece of information. So it's usually 2 or 3 days after your first policy activation. We'll send you an email requesting your bank account information. Then once we have that, we have a weekly commission payment process. So, what's today? Wednesday. If you're able to activate any policies by Friday, close of business day today, next Thursday during our regular commission run is when the commissions will go out on all the business that came in this week.
Nice. And then we had a question. Israel asked, are there any plans for Ethos to roll out more whole life options?
Yeah, great question, Israel. Thank you. Yes, we just had a all employee meeting with our 2 founders yesterday. They are first looking actually at an IUL, which I'm a big believer in index universal life for the right people. So we're actually looking at developing one of those as well as a traditional whole life as well. Yeah, as I said, right now, our kind of key categories are that term life for folks up to 65, and then the whole life is really focused on final expense. But we're working on a more traditional cash value product. It's probably going to start out with an IUL, but a whole life probably as well.
Nice, very nice. And then I just wanted to challenge you guys. The only training that is worth anything is the training that you put to use. So you guys can come listen to this. I think we got 18 people on here now. We're going to put this on our website so more people can listen to it. But if you don't use it, you've wasted your time this morning. And Bill did a great job, but it's still a waste of time if you don't put something to use. So I would invite you to do this. Do a couple things. Number one, if you take that link today, there's a link on your portal, take it, copy it, and share it to your Facebook page. Do it for the next 5 days and put a story, put something, just say, hey, listen, like I put on there, I just wrote this policy on my wife. I did. I believe people buy something that they see that you have faith in, right? So I wanted more life insurance on my wife, as we all do, right? Why not? Then I took her hiking. No, I'm just kidding. But I wanted more life insurance on my wife. And so it literally took 6 minutes for my wife to get approved, and I had a policy number and all that. So for the next 5 days, just put it on there at different times of the day, right? And then I would encourage you, write down 10 people right now. 10 people, here's how I always put it. Write down 10 friends and family that if you walked into their house and went to their fridge and took out a snack, they wouldn't care, right? Write down those 10 people and just say, hey, I would love your input on this. I would love you to check this out. Tell me what you think, and see if you can get something going. What if one of those 10 people bought? Ethos pays very well. That could be make this. I mean, if you made an extra $500 to $1,000 off this meeting, it probably wouldn't ruin your Wednesday. So get out there and make stuff happen. Stuff will not, in the insurance world, nobody's going to knock on your door today and ask for something. You got to go make stuff happen. So All right, Bill, anything else that we're forgetting this morning?
I do have one final motivation. Those are great ideas, by the way. I love that one. That list of 10 people you can walk in and open their fridge. I have one final thing just to send everybody out with. If you're already signed up or if you haven't signed up yet, we are actually doing a promotion here for the month of March. So we've got a promotion called the Spring Fling. We already talked about commissions, but for any policy you can activate between now and the 31st, you're going to get a $100 bonus on top of your regular commission here for the month of March. So again, that list of 10, do it now, do it fast, use that invite your client link. I think that's a great way to get people to come in and quote and apply online themselves. But yeah, for anything between now and the 31st, you get activated, you'll get a $100 bonus, and it's going to be on top of your commission. So
Nice.
get rolling.
Very nice. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. We'll be back here next next Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. If I can do anything for you in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out. Bill, again, thank you very, very much. And guys, I'll tell you, Bill is very good about responding. If you have a question, he does a great job in getting back to you and getting it answered in the same day. So if you have any questions, Bill, is it okay? Would you mind putting your email in the chat there, or however you want them to reach out to you?
Absolutely.
That would be great. So, all right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else I can do for you, I'll wait till he throws that up there, give you some time to write that down. And then I appreciate every one of you. Let's go out and make it a great day. Get out there and write some business. There it is, bill.kennedy@getethos.com. So write that down. And guys, let's tear it up. If I can do anything for you, let me know. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much for letting me come in today. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.